Welcome back. WeArEuS and this. This is. Now, last episode, we met Dad. He died. Then we came here. You are now up to speed, more or less. I also didn't check this, but it probably... No, this doesn't have a password on it. Wall grooves, wooden shields. It's clear now that the grooves on both sides of the armor rack are meaningless. Instead, it's very likely that the grooves flanking the old banner are part of the solution. More importantly, we have translated the text accompanying the four flower-shaped grooves in the alcoves adjoining the main room. The texts are simply a collection of names. Alecto, Algier, which we know is... I don't remember the first name, but that's the surname of the first Watcher. Upon further research within the scrolls, we discovered that these are the names of the last Folgar generals, the so-called Wardens of the Eye. Ah, right, Mentos the Freshmaker Algier. Right. We found four flower-shaped ceramic tokens inside the tomb. And if I'm not mistaken, there are four specific things we need regarding Pentos. The tokens are clearly made to be inserted into the grooves. There are four tokens and four distinct sets of grooves. I believe this mystery must be linked to Algiers somehow. Perhaps the grooves represent his life, his accomplishments. So I have to go in that room and get those. so we can finally put this mystery to rest. I wonder what the password to that is. I was going to go to the whiteboard, but I remember the numbers on there are only 4 digits long, and this requires a 6-digit password. I did not pay any attention and just waltzed right into that. Good job. Left, the Warden of Rage. Right, the Warden of Loathing. Left, the Warden of Ecstasy. Right, the Warden of Vigilance. Left, Warden of Terror. Right, the Warden of Admiration. So this one's Grief. And the Warden of Amazement. Ordained the new Warden of Grief in 1501. His name, his title, Warden of Grief, I believe. The symbol of his order is the weeping eye, and the date of inception of his order limbic rod, we need that. Sinedra Hilltop. Sinedra Forest? All the way back there? I did not see anything back there that looked like it needed a limbic key. I still remember Sinedra Forest. At least pretty well, I think. I don't remember seeing anything that looked like a coffer. Okay, so I was wondering, like, where all 4 of the ceramic flowers were. But this is just a stack of all 4 of them. Okay, so Nostalgia. These are apparently pointless according to the computer's notes. We need the symbol of grief. believe Algia was in here. Nope, that's Dio Brando's. Let's make absolutely certain. Oh, that's Rosa. I am in the wrong room. Give me that back. Thieving wall. Ah, that's why I messed up. This thing is in front of it. Shame on them. Electo. So it's this one. I have so far spent... Did it mention the two near the banner? Harbours. Rack are meaningless. Wait. It's likely the grooves flanking the old banner are part of this solution. So I need to reference the board. Vigil is the book with the candle. Date of inception of his order. Well, there's no 1501 on the board. Anyway, that's when he became the Warden of Grief. Well, not... No, that's right. Date of the inception of his order. Do you guys think we got that right? Or did we wake a sleeping giant? Anyway, there's nothing else of interest here for us, so... What? I know I probably have to pull the switch, but it... Did something else happen? The cloth is still up there. Well, I need to keep this video at about an hour because the last two were 6 hours, almost 6 hours combined. And it took an eternity to get those rendered after I edited them. New passive relic. Mark of the Betrayed. Avenger's Essence. Retaliate with tremendous fury, increasing damage dealt after parrying. Okay. And a usable item, an old scroll written in an ancient language. Elaborate illustrations adorn the page and feature a blue flower.
That's interesting.
Tanya.
I made it back to your APC and figured out how to access your drone's controls.
Oh, great.
Bring back that scroll you just picked up. I found something in the APC that can help us.
Really, that was actually it. I was expecting a little bit more to this place. Need to access the inventory. And we had to deal with that whole animation. Like I said before, it's not like it's that long, but it's kind of dumb to have to wait. What are we looking for? Right. Loadout. Passive. Ooh, that. According to. Yeah, so that should triple our damage. Alright. For 10 seconds? Well, that's just going to make having to parry. What? There's no freaking way. There must be an ungodly stench in here. I still can't even go in there. That's actually... What were... Did you actually drop kids off at the pool? Because you were in there for an eternity.
Funny. I've never seen you before. No matter. I can see your credentials hanging from your neck. Welcome to the Watcher's Nest.
Who are you?
My name is Gildas Brom. I am the oldest member of the Vigil. Ever since I lost the use of my legs, I've been the caretaker of relics and other useful items.
I was hoping that that sword next to him was something brand new, but looks like I was right. It's actually just the great sword morphed by, I'm just going to call it attunement to grief.
We have accumulated quite a collection. These items are precious and will undoubtedly help you fight the creatures.
Anything else you can tell me about the Watcher's Nest?
Initially, the Watcher's Nest was a barracks for the Foal Guards, our ancestral order. Their blue-flowered crest is carved on the walls. The Foal Guard abandoned it, but Pentos Algier, the founder of the Vigil, reclaimed it years later. He made it a secret stronghold to coordinate the Vigil's efforts. Today, it is a beacon, a marker left behind for future generations. Pentos was put to rest here, but we only recently discovered his tomb in the crypt below. Although we haven't been able to open his coffin yet, we are confident there are more answers inside.
Can you tell me more about the Keystone of Grief?
If you have the keystone, this can only mean one thing. Vitalis is no more. This is a somber day for the Vigil. He was the best of us. Unfortunately, there is no time to mourn him. I will honor his memory later.
Probably with a celebratory. No, what is the word? What is the proper word? A flush of mourning. Mournful flush. Because I'm not going to explain the joke.
As for the artifact, we only have theories, some of which you can find in notes and journals strewn across the tables and desks.
Speaking of which, do you happen to have the password to the computer over there? Because it must contain something incredible if it's password protected.
The Keystone of Grief was found in the Umal Caves, leading us to the Watcher's Nest. Whatever the Keystone is, I believe some answers can be found in Pentos's coffin. If only we can figure out a way to open the damned thing.
What are other duties a Vigil must perform?
I'm sure you are aware that nothing is free in this world. As a Vigil, you swore an oath to prevent the calamity and protect the people of Hadia. By performing good deeds for Hadians, you can acquire some relics and items. You may have noticed that the creature, despite being slain, returns after a certain time. That's because you haven't shut down their time loop. You need to kill the Guardians first, and only then can you enter the time loop to shut it down. We must shut down all the time loops. I know, it seems like an impossible task given the brutality of the Civil War. Take this. It will help you detect the Guardians that are protecting each time loop.
A device that always seems to point to the nearest time loop guardian. A crystalline lattice that is highly sensitive to proximate time loop frequencies. The crystal orients itself towards similar frequencies in the vicinity. But I mean, if I just kill everything again, I automatically win, don't I?
This was in Pentos's coffin. What do you make of it?
This is what you found. That isn't very reassuring. More riddles. The scroll must be the key to solving the enigma. I recognize the old Hadian language. It died out centuries ago. It would be best to find someone who can translate it.
Where do these necklaces come from?
The necklace necklaces we carry today belong to the Foal Guards. We found them in old tombs and ruins. Crafting these necklaces is a lost art. Many have tried unlocking the secrets of forging one, but every attempt has failed. They are precious and rare, which is why each member of the Vigil passes the necklace to their next of kin.
What do you know about these weapons?
Consider what our smiths need to forge our weapons. It makes you think, doesn't it? Now that's a chicken and the egg mystery if I ever saw one. Think about it. You can't slay the creatures without our weapons. The material to forge them comes from the creature's corpse. How did they do it?
What are time loops, and how do I shut them down?
They ensnare moments in time, events charged with extreme violence, and curse those trapped inside to relive the moment over and over again.
Which makes sense considering that the creatures themselves are apparently manifestations of human emotion. So, using a moment like that, or moments like that, as an anchor for the creatures themselves would allow them to respawn. It adds up.
Now, how to shut it down? Once inside, you must bring an Ammon prism to the center of the time loop.
Sorry, I don't speak German. What?
The center is deadly to humans, so the Foal Guards trained owls to carry the Ammon prism. Ammon prisms are extremely rare. This is the only one I have left. Please take it. Perhaps your flying gadget can carry it to the center for you.
Then where do I get more?
Remember, when you close a time loop, come back and see me to claim your reward. There must be thousands. Roll up your sleeves. You have a lot of work ahead of you.
Then where do I get more prisms? Amine prism, Sigma. A small prism that emits a constant hum. It's much heavier than it looks. The prism, composed of a basic crystalline lattice whose peculiar structure traps and delays limbic frequencies. This mechanism disrupts any looping resonance into irregular patterns, causing the collapse of sigma signature time loops. Note: collapsing time loops, a series of notes concerning the functioning of time loops. It's only possible after eliminating all its guardians. Detector. Ancient texts warn that this point is fatal to all biological life. That's the center of the time loop. Since sacrificial volunteers, the proto-martyrs. Later they were replaced with specially trained owls. Time loops seem to form according to three patterns of increasing intensity, each requiring an amine prism of a corresponding pattern. So not only do I need prisms, but I need the right kind of prism, of which there are three different ones for a time loop. Or a time loop can be of one of those three different kinds. I mean, there's a time loop nearby. How are we even supposed to know what kind of time loop it is? Well, that's a problem. And then we need more prisms too. So I don't remember seeing a time loop in Sinedra Forest. But there were guardians. Maybe there's more to Sinedra Forest, and we just were limited to where we could travel before. Because I remember killing a time loop guardian, but I never saw a time loop. So there has to be more to that area, or unless there's a different area with the Sinedra name. I'm only concerned about that because we got a limbic key for coffer, and I like loot.
How do I perform good deeds?
It's simple. Help our people. Hadeans are a proud bunch. They won't ask for your help directly, so pay attention to what they say. The more you help our fellow Hadeans, the more relics and items you can acquire. Now, you're asking yourself, how can this old kook know if I'm helping people? Oh, I can tell. It's in your eyes, boy. The eyes have much to say if one knows how to look. Whenever you accomplish a good deed, come back and talk to me to claim your reward.
How many do we have under our belt now? 3? 4?
Have I helped enough Hadians?
Hadians are lucky to have a vigil like you watching over them.
Glyph. Waves of Grief. Use mechanic as holds, no lock-on required. Costs 30 limbic energy per second, dealing 50 damage per second to everything within 10 meters. Endless waves of grief energies spill out of your weapon, tormenting limbic entities with heavy sorrow. New defensive gear. Pendant of Grief. Damage absorption 5%. Endurance bonus. This increases your maximum limbic energy. Ooh, strikes against you will replenish your... That's not great. I prefer not to get hit. So, I mean, it'll do stuff in the background if I suck. But... New glyph. Shared Pain. It's got a toggle mechanic and it costs 230 limbic energy, dealing 500 self-damage per second. We don't have that much. We don't have that kind of health. We'd get 10 seconds of use out of it. And then the damage you deal is 230 per second. You suffer waves of great sorrow, losing endurance in the process, but sharing the agony with nearby limbic entities and damaging them. I don't like it. I mean, sure, that'd go great with the one glyph that the neutral glyph that lets you heal. But you have to be outputting damage constantly while avoiding taking any. Because if this thing ticks at the wrong time and you're low enough, you're just... Either the hit or the tick is going to kill you. And a tuning stone. Well, 2 tuning stones. And a new glyph, Masochistic Delight. tap mechanic costing 140 limbic energy to deal 830 damage in a 5-meter radius. You revel in ecstatic pain as you willingly inflict damage upon yourself and share the blissful agony with all nearby limbic entities. Have I told you guys I don't like taking damage? Because so nothing on how to acquire more prisms. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that the time loop in this area is a Sigma type. And I have no idea what the time loop in the marshes is, because of course I had no idea they had different types. Have anything? No, that's for the guy back at the town. Well, let's go pay the time loop in this area a visit. At best, it's the wrong one, or we have the wrong prism for it, however you'd like to think of it. We sort of have stuff to equip, huh? Can take this off. Actually, we'll put this. We put this here. There. Oh, having the grief. So, using a grief suppressor on the one that deals damage to yourself while dealing it to enemies near you would make it much more. It only lasts 20 seconds, though. And I need a more consistent means of getting that. I still remember that there's a computer in the Watcher's Nest, I believe it was called, with the 6-digit password, but I've looked at everything, and there's nothing I can think of to give me an idea as to what the password might be. Symbol research. I need to keep this so I remember that there's stuff in the marshes we haven't finished figuring out yet. Then there's the training ground. I said last episode I would check the video to see what the starting points were for the pillars, and I didn't do that because I was busy editing. So if we head back to the marshes for any reason, I'll quickly check that video and see what the default positions were for all of the pillars, I'll try to reset them and test out my theory as to the possible solution for that puzzle. We don't need this, so I think we can replace it with the note on the time loops. Just so we have that information handy. I'll keep the notes on the training ground until such a time as they are no longer relevant. Great sword. It does not have an attunement yet. We didn't pick up any rage glyphs, which is fine. Nothing for terror either. It's neutral for now, but oh no, the spade we were using, the spade of death that we were using is this guy. So that's our grief weapon. Crap, that's right. I only have one of those. Okay. So this will deal 630 damage after a little while, if I charge it fully. This requires that I actively hold it. And it can't even attack like that then. Can I guard at least? Since I can't attack, we'll put that there. If I'm going to use that, I have to use the item that weakens grief damage. You know, I think the chromatic shield would be really good for the greatsword. Considering that you're just extremely vulnerable to being interrupted at any point in time while attacking with it. I mean, unless you pick and choose your moments carefully. This will be... there, and I guess... I wonder if the protection from this would help against this particular glyph's damage. And I wonder if it does that also work in tandem with the damage reduction from the item that reduces grief damage? Because if it does, depending on how that math works out, depending on how it was coded, to be specific, it could be upwards of 90% damage reduction from this effect, which means we take 50 per second. And if I'm right about that, that's nothing. Granted, it would be only for as long as these two effects lasted, which is 20 seconds for each. It says this is rank 1, so maybe we'll be able to upgrade them one day. If not, maybe we'll find better versions. Did I put the... Yeah, I definitely did. So we need to find the keys to the APC. No, not the APC, it's a truck. This guy wants the keys to a truck for getting the people that are in the hills out of here. I have not found any such thing. Not yet. But you would imagine that logically the keys would be in this area somewhere. You know, I played a lot of Guild Wars 2, and that particular issue we just saw in this game, the little lag there, was a constant thorn in my side. There's also a door back that way in that water, past the waterfall on this second level here. And for the life of me, I don't know its secrets. Then there's also the thing requiring the snake mark over there near the time loop, which we should be heading towards now. And hold on, is there a save point somewhere over here so I don't have to go all the way back to the goddamn Watcher's Nest if I end up having to kill myself? Yeah, the closest one is over here. It's an annoying trek, but I'd rather not go back to the Watcher's Nest. Although that place does still house one remaining secret, being the password for the computer. If it were nothing, the computer would just be dead like the others. So it has to have something on it. Outnumbered and outmatched. You're 404. Battle for 3 grueling days. I've been in the mines. There are other places, but there are also, there's too much to see in this area. So, I really hate that. So up in the hills, Didn't Tanya mention a windmill or something? Anyway, uh, in the hills, there are sections of the mine that you can go down into that lead to doors. Those doors have locks, or those doors are locked and requires some sort of a key with a pickaxe symbol on them, sort of like that, but it was a single one, standing straight up. And there were 2 of those doors. No, 3. One of them had another creature behind them. Porcelain Andy, my mistake. It was a blocking Andy. And then the other 2, I don't remember what was beyond them. I know one of the 2, one of those other 2 had a mouse symbol on the side. God, there's so much stuff in this game. And now I'm wanting to search every nook and cranny to make sure I don't miss anything for any of these possible places I can go. And then there's this, which I don't know when or where we'll get that mark from. Oh, great. And the time loop itself is not clearly indicated, so we don't know if we have the right prism for it or not. And we just get to go in. There they are! There they are! There they are! Okay. So no suicide is required for an exit. As an exit. There they are! 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 What could possibly be a reward we get from the time loop in the marshes? Assuming, of course, that it provides anything that's relevant to the area. We still need a couple of limbic rods. Because there's a chest near a broken wall over near the monastery. There's also a chest that requires a key that's near the rear entrance of the monastery. I would love to be able to get into the monastery itself to look for more of the switches on the walls. Because we need, to finish that mystery out and open the door that's underneath the town. I'd also like to be able to free the dog. But if we give this guy the keys, the dog is sort of a pointless thing then, isn't it? And with the woman sitting next to it, I don't really see how we'd get the dog out of there before giving the guy these keys, because we'd do need to come back here once we get other stuff required to access further reaches of this area. So it's not like I can just go, if we do this, then we don't ever have to come back here again. That's not the case. This place has other places to go, and I want to see them. Now we need to make our way back up to the Watcher's Nest, but not go inside. That isn't particularly necessary. Okay, that's this place. These two are connected to the dog. This woman is a problem we already solved. I believe the windmill had something to do with the location of the Vigil's hideout, as noted by Tanya. As for whatever's causing that, I have no idea. Therefore, I don't really know how to solve it. Oh, wait, we do actually have to go into the Watcher's Nest. Now that I think about it. Because we have to get the rewards for the good deed and the time loop being closed. Wait, if the time loop is closed, is the blocking Andy that's behind? I'm pretty sure he's behind the door that's down there. And I don't have a key in any capacity, so there's no point in me going down there, but so is that guy just dead now, or is he... I actually need to go that way, but for now, yeah, we can go this way, right? That's where the other two doors are. Ah, there you are. Heidi ho, stranger.
Campus.
I keep pressing the wrong button.
Our campus. Are these the keys to the ON truck? Where on earth did you find them? This is great news. I'll head back to the camp and tell the others. We're getting out of here.
Watcher's Nest. Ta-da! Figured it out. Let's go ahead and get our rewards and be done with this place. For now, of course. Let's go ahead and access this and just... Watcher's Nest Eternity. Vitalis. Eternity. Maybe Eternity is still alive?
Remember whenever...
What's our status on time loops?
Good. You closed a few of them. I'm sure there are more out there.
We've got a new neutral glyph. A blast of limbic energy stuns any limbic entities in front of you. Tap mechanic costs 150 energy for 2 seconds stun. And a cone extending 15 meters. That's not bad, especially if you're dealing with multiple enemies connected to a haze. New passive relic. The Blood Queen's Phalange? I think that's Phalange. Conqueror's Essence. Grow bolder in your victories, increasing damage dealt for each enemy vanquished. Well, I like that. But we only have one passive slot, and the other one that's currently equipped increases, well, triples our damage dealt for 10 seconds after we parry an attack. Which is, frankly, freaking tremendous, especially with the Spade of Death. Ooh, that... But the Phalange actually... That would just give us more damage consistently without an actual technical condition. It doesn't appear to have an actual duration limit. And it didn't mention any stack limits either, so... Don't die, I guess?
Have I helped enough Hadians?
The bare minimum will only get you so much.
New rage. Oh, it's defensive gear, though. Damage absorption, endurance bonus. Ooh. Vanquishing an enemy will restore your health and stamina. Okay. Something that requires more active play than simply trying to avoid taking damage or remaining at full health at all times. Okay, so we've seen everything I currently have access to. Aside from the computer behind us, the 2 doors that you just have to watch the previous episode in order to see them. Well, the 3 doors that require the key with the mining icon, or the pickaxe icon. I don't know where that's going to be, which is fine. I'd love to be able to free the dog too, but that's in another area, so it's an issue for another time. Then we also have to upgrade the relics that we got, the defensive gear, I mean, in order to replace the current ones we have. Otherwise, we would just be setting ourselves at a disadvantage. I cleared the mines that I can enter through open doorways. Trying to make sure I remember everything. There's also a chest here. There's also another chest. Another? I don't think I've seen one to begin with aside from that. So there's also a chest here that requires some... It has a depression in it, which means something else can fit there. I don't know what, though. We'll go to inventory. To the doorway of the dark forest of the south. Now that I think about it, Sinedra... No, was that Sinedra Forest? I think... Yeah, that was Sinedra Forest. It actually expanded, I remember now. That was where we first fought the Spider Andy. I don't remember seeing any coffers out there, though. So maybe there's still more to that area we haven't seen yet? Yeah, so I think we're done here.
You really should lock your doors before leaving.
It's weird that he
There was
didn't.
no need to before.
Now, this is an ideal vehicle to roam a war-torn country. It's even got cup holders. Do you realize what you have here?
It gets me where I need to go.
It's a state-of-the-art armored personnel carrier with tech I didn't even know existed. I had fun pressing all the buttons.
Was there a mute button?
Smart ass. Do you want to know what I found or not?
Tell me.
This computer is linked to something called the Zeal server. I came across that name before. The Zeal Council. I have no idea who or what they are.
And?
This server appears to have a vast database containing history of Hadia. As of now, I only have limited access. Give me some time and I'm sure I can get through to more.
Interesting.
When Vitalis contacted me, he told me he wanted...
Whatever deal you had with Vitalis, it died along with him.
I'm sorry you lost your friend.
Don't be. I didn't know him.
Whatever the Vigil's up to, it's on you now, right? I want to piece together whatever is happening here, and you want to stop it. Neither of us can do this on our own. I found a tracking device embedded behind a panel. I know I don't look it, but I have my uses. Face it, you wouldn't have gotten far without me.
All right. You can tag along.
Good. Show me what you found in the coffin. Interesting. Let's talk about the scroll once I'm done examining it.
You can now bring research items to Tanya to learn more about Hadia and to uncover vaults of forbidden knowledge. Well, I want to go to those. Assuming they're actually places and not just friends we made along the way type deal. No, so that doesn't work here.
Find something interesting?
Oh yeah, about 11 of them. With enough research data, Tanya is able to compile information about the location of vaults of forbidden knowledge. Research them all.
Let's see what the Zeal server has to say about this one.
Box of bronze acorns. An object of great spiritual significance for the Palamist faith. It's come to symbolize traditional values such as community, faith, and responsibility. It's the fruit of the hazel pine tree, which is prevalent all over Hadia, and a fixture of the Week of Peace celebrations. The blue flower is called Adder's Tear, and it became the symbol of the vigil. But isn't their symbol the book and candle? It was chosen to remind members of their sacred duty in protecting what lies beneath the fields of Lake Sinon. The text and designs are almost illegible, but they outline what appears to be a truly massive contraption. Could this be the so-called Eminus Shroud? The device was part of the Order's grand plan to extend the Eye of God's influence. It was referenced in many documents, Order documents, dating from the same era. There's no way to discern its inner workings from the page, as the schematics are too faded and likely incomplete. Judging by sheer size and complexity, it would have been a colossal undertaking.
I discovered a vault of forbidden knowledge in Seneca Forest.
Vault of the Cops. Okay, good. I don't need to take a picture of this with my phone or anything. It's just being added to the Vault of Forbidden Knowledge tab, I'm guessing, on the datapad. And I'm guessing this is the last tab, because there was one that was apparently locked or classified or something. Search near the time loop remnants and proto-martyr Kefka's marker. We'd have to go back there. Near the time loop remnants. Not sure what that means. Really? All of that and it only led to one? Holy crap. How much time do we have left? I'm guessing we're rubbing up against an hour right about now, so... Ooh, never mind. We are well past an hour, by nearly half. I want to go to Seneca Forest, because I want to actually play with the vault we just uncovered. So, apparently, the door in the water behind the waterfall leads to a vault of forbidden knowledge. Unfortunately, there's no telling when I'll acquire the code to it. Is there anywhere we need to go specifically right now? We're out of prisms because, of course. But it let us kill two birds with one stone, incidentally, so it's not like it didn't pay off. Also, we got new glyphs that I should have equipped. I didn't think about that. Casa Marshes. Yeah, we do need to go to the marshes and deal with the puzzle. But the Andes are probably back, which is going to throw just a whole wrench into getting over to those pillars. I do want to see what's going on with the training ground, though. How far is the training ground from where the APC ends up? Just remembering some of the stuff I have to pass by in order to get there. I don't know if we'll be able to do that in this episode. There is the guy, one of the soldiers hiding under the marshes, needs pills. Oh.
It was clever of you to remove our tracker, especially for a civilian. But you aren't a civilian, are you? We still managed to get clear pictures of you both. It's only a matter of time before we ID you. When we do, I will turn my attention toward the people you care about. Will I find someone in Jova? The Vissa Hills?
Charming.
She's hot on our trail.
Then whatever business we have here, let's make it quick.
Right, I do need to upgrade the defensive gear we got, just to put it on par with everything else. Oh, and we park in here now, which is actually super neat. Totally convenient. I like it. Now, if only I could talk to this guy without having to go inside. That would clear a good 5 seconds off of my journey.
Welcome back. Let me know if you need any
repairs.
I'm sorry, but Vitalis is gone.
Oh. This is a sad day indeed. I still had so much to learn from him. Vitalis and I met under dire circumstances. He gave me a choice. Continue fucking up my life or become something greater. I will always cherish his life lessons and teachings. We both had wounds that could never heal. I will honor his memory by using the skills he taught me.
How are you holding up?
Voss is keeping me busy with some repairs here and there. I have to say I appreciate the distraction. It keeps my mind off the creatures in the marsh and the monsters in uniform. Let's get those weapons serviced.
We do have an ecstasy glyph, but do I really want to do that to the greatsword? Don't get me wrong, I don't particularly care. There are there are only 4 alignments to choose from, so that's actually fine. I was remembering all of the wardens that were in the crypt back at the Watcher's Nest. And I do want to have at least one weapon of every particular alignment.
I'm getting good at this.
That is actually pretty. That's actually beautiful. I know what the Grief version would have looked like. It would have looked something like this one, but with the great sword's length and handle. We already have a Spade of Death. I wouldn't mind having 2 of different alignments, though. Maybe Rage and Terror. Bathe in Blood, we'll go ahead and view.
I've outdone myself this time.
This one.
Here, it's better than...
Oh, so right. I can make these, and they only cost 5 neutral shards. Granted, the 50% reduction is not great. So the battery restores limbic energy over time, which would help counter ones that are toggled. Wouldn't mind having more of those too. Right now, I'm going to avoid doing anything too dumb, such as equipping a self-destructive glyph. Say no to self-harm. Maybe I need to put up one of those little retarded reminders about the self-harm services or some stupid crap like that. I hate seeing that stuff in anime because you know that's not from the Japanese side, which means some idiot took it upon themselves. Yeah, they're back. Which means some idiot took it upon themselves to mar an anime with a message that doesn't need to be there. Wait, doesn't that mean... Oh. I didn't get to see the damage increase because I was too busy being worried about my stamina being low. Did we go this way? That leads up there. Right. The entire point of me being out here is to head back to... And this is the only way to actually get there quickly. I also need to know what the password, the code is for that thing. Is it than 6 digits? Yes, as they all are. All the time, everywhere. You know, the real shame is that I can't convert. Hold on. I think the Time Loop Guardians are still dead. Which is great if so. It would suck to have to kill those guys again. Oh, right. We can also change out our current gear. Just equip level 2 stuff. I don't even need to see the names. I thought. Wait. Bathe in... Wait. Bathe in blood. Strikes... Okay, that's... Wait, that's that? And what was... Wait, so wooden? Okay. So... Okay. So, apparently, the effect stacks infinitely. If that's... There's no indication of a maximum stack limit, so I have to assume they stack infinitely, but it only lasts 30 seconds. However, the sheer amount of damage you could output with that is incredible. Especially if you just back-to-back murder Andys like I did the last time we were here. I wonder if I shot at this guy, could I hit him? Or should I just focus on shooting this guy down? Guess we answered that question, huh? Took it like a champ. Chin it to win it. I was about to try and use the charge on that guy, and then I remembered I died like that last time. So let's not. I actually want him as far away from that edge as possible. But I don't think he's going to give me that gift. That is a significant damage. Yeah, parrying would... Having triple damage after parrying is gross. Now, I tried this before. The other time it didn't work that well. But maybe I missed or it landed too short. Or I have to go through the enemy, so maybe I landed just at him instead. That's where the armory was. I wouldn't mind killing those guys out there, but I would like to put the phalange to work, but for now I'll hold off. I mean, those are also a lot of good opportunities to get some triple damage from a simple parry. And it's not like the parry window is that tight or anything either. Narrow. Small? Doesn't matter. Right, so these two are camping the thing and I need them to go. I can distract one, knock the other out, but first... We do have a lot of drone bypasses, too. I think it said we have 22 of those. We could force a cooldown, but honestly, we don't really need it. A lot of good that did. I cast Corpse. So, dealing with these two, I have to... I messed up, but I get the cooldown back immediately. And shot for my trouble. And then I screw it up and recall the drone. Actually... No, never mind. Well, you signed your own death warrant, bud. Give me parry, I give you death. What? That went a bit messy, but okay. So let me see. Yeah, they're still turned in the wrong direction. All right, let me go check the video and I'll get these things back to their default positions. Okay, got it. So, these two were rings. This one was actually that one, I believe. It's not easy. The video isn't particularly clear because they're at a distance. But this is what I think they were. Let me check this one again. Okay, I actually have it now. So, apparently, this isn't 2, it's 4. Let me make sure that one over there on the far side is actually correct, since the video shows me going around to all of them. Okay, what's... No, this... Okay, yeah, this is right. Got it. Good. Okay. We only need to do this the one... We only need to do this the one time, and then I'll just count how many times we interact with it. Start northeast, end southwest. 2. 2 spins to win. Counterclockwise from northeast. Hate that. What could it possibly mean, then? Counterclockwise from the northeast. I know I didn't interact with them before last episode. I'm only thinking about that because I'm trying to make sure that these are actually the proper defaults for these pillars. Because if I did accidentally mess with, say, this one, it would throw everything else off. counterclockwise from the northeast could mean a couple of things. It could mean my theory, which we know is wrong. Unless I mess with the pillars, and then it's possible it's right, and I just have the defaults of them incorrect. These grant access to the training grounds. So they're not a vault of forbidden knowledge. Anyway, those vaults seem to have a similar lock and an actual doorway. Well, while I'm here, let me go ahead and save. I have no idea what the relevance of those is supposed to be. I was hoping there'd be some sort of a hint, but of course that's just too much to ask for. I don't know. According to the video, turning them all the same way doesn't really make sense. You would assume something like this would be more complex, but... So, my theory would have to be wrong then. So, turning them once doesn't do it, according to the video. Turning them twice doesn't do it, according to this video. Clockwise. Dang it. It's entirely possible I'm completely overthinking it. But it's also just as likely I'm underthinking it. went counterclockwise when I turned them to. I don't recall seeing these symbols at the Watcher's Nest. Remember the shields on the wall near the save point, the banner. Nothing indicating these symbols, at least not in a manner that would give away a code or anything. Alright, I'm not going to hold you guys hostage here while I try to puzzle this out. I'll do some more thinking on it. I'll probably clear the area of the rest of the Andes, and that'll be part of the rest of my day. Regardless, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. We will be back next week with 3 more episodes. Starting tomorrow, we go back to Silk Song, at least until I finally decide to put that on until I decide to delay the playthrough, if I do. In lieu of getting this my full attention, because there is just so much going on, at least in terms of exploration and combat and upgrades and things like that. I'd love to be able to give this game just the full treatment like I gave the latter part of the first Berserker, and then do the same for Silk Song when its turn comes around. But for now, you can expect more Silk Song. If I do decide to switch to only uploading this game until we finish it, I'll let you guys know before things change. That way you aren't bamboozled in case you're looking forward to the playthrough of Silk Song. By the way, it's only $20. Go and get the game. Come on. And I mean, if you throw in another $5 or $6, you get the soundtrack too. Now, I don't know if the soundtrack's any good. I haven't listened to it myself. Can't really be bothered. I got it only because, I mean, outside of the deal, the soundtrack is $12. With the deal, you're paying like $5 or $6. You just win. So there's no reason not to. Granted, you could still buy the game, and then if you want, you could end up buying the soundtrack through the deal, and then it would just deduct the cost of the game from that deal, and you'd just be paying the cheaper price for the soundtrack. So you could do that as well if you don't want the soundtrack now. Not sponsored, by the way, because it would be weird to do a sponsored bid for another game in a different game. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.